Photography is my passion because for me it's a creative outlet. It allows me to de-stress, and it's also a way for me to capture memories for people and also document my own family as they're growing. I've been in the tri-state area since the 5th grade, so quite a while, all of my adult life. What keeps me here is my family. There's pretty much the majority of my family's here or in really close proximity to here. A few of my favorite things about the area, one, like I said, all my family's here. The other being, I think quite a few of the other photographers have already said it, but it's really close to big cities. There's lots of rural areas. We can also take pictures in, and there's just a lot to do. Photography is something that I've always been interested in. Even as a child, I remember always having like the 110 and the 35 millimeters, to take for school field trips and stuff. But what got me into getting the DSLR and getting more serious about it, mainly was started out with my kids being in sports. I wanted to be able to take better pictures than I was able to with the point and shoots. And that's kind of what started it, and that's what made me get my first camera. My favorite things to photograph probably is nature. There's nothing more relaxing and better for me than to just take a drive, and I try to drive around and intentionally get lost to see if I can find new things to photograph. Second to that would probably be little children. They're always so expressive, and I like to try to catch that in their pictures. How I feel about printing my work. It's something that I enjoy, but I don't do often. I printed quite a few for Christmas presents, and it was nice to be able to give my work away. And I have quite a few smaller prints that I have set back that hopefully one of these days I will eventually get scrapbooked. But as for like printing them for myself, for my walls, I don't have anything hung up yet. I intend to, I just haven't got that far yet. My goals as a photographer right now are to be more comfortable with clients. I've just started getting to the point to where I'm starting to charge for my work. I've spent the last year and a half building up my portfolio. So my goals is just to keep moving forward with that and just to keep learning. Some of my favorite gear is, I shoot with a Nikon 5300. Probably the two main lenses that I use is I have a 40 2.8 and then I have a Tamron 70-300. Those are the two main ones I use. I also have 28-70 2.8 and a 50 1.8 that I use but don't use quite as much. What tips do I have for those starting out? Don't be discouraged. It takes a lot of practice. That being said, you need to practice a lot. Try to practice and shoot every day if you can, and just continually keep learning. I've watched lots of YouTube and lots of classes, and it's the best way to learn. Just keep practicing. On a scale of 1 to 10, probably a 4. I'm still learning, and there's still a whole lot for me to learn. I'm also really hard on myself, but if I had to give a number, I would say 3 or 4. As a photographer, what do I struggle with the most? I would say posing and lighting are my two areas that I definitely need to work more on. What inspires me is just everyday life. Photography is one of those things that you can take pictures of anything. I like to be able to take something really basic and be able to make a beautiful picture out of it, something that you might not always look at and think, oh, I need a picture of that, but make it something that someone would want to hang on their wall. My name is Heather Moore, and I'm a photographer.